I'm from Koh Kong in Cambodia. It's a sleepy little town on the border with Thailand. We're gonna have a look around. All right, let's do it. Let's step in from the balcony and have a quick look at what 15 American dollars gets you. First of all, in Koh Kong, a room with a view, double bed, wardrobe, little telly, cool art on the wall. I like it. And cool art in the bathroom even. So everything you need. Well, it seems like these days most people are into cults. So if you're into cults, Koh Kong could be the place for you. The Laos Vietnam Monument, just where the bridge crosses over the river there, coming over from the Thailand border. Symbolic, perhaps. Usually that's how these things work. So, let's have a little wander. This is a beautiful old French colonial school. A lovely thing to see as you cross the bridge coming over from Thailand. Unfortunately, someone decided to build some sheds in front of it since I was here last time, so they kind of obscure the view from the riverfront road here. As you can see, it's a real shame because it's actually a really beautiful set of buildings. But anyway, let's cross over here. To this quite nice Riverside park here. So as I said, the bridge comes over from Thailand, but on the other side of the bridge, there's about 8 kilometers, or 8 kilometers, about that much distance before you get to the actual border itself. And over on that side there are some casinos, and there's a few beaches, a couple beaches that are not too bad actually. Most foreigners who pass through this way don't know that, of course, but it's just something I thought I should mention. Shake your booty, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so Koh Kong, it's a frontier town. It used to be kind of used to be quite the wild frontier town, and it's still a bit rough around the edges. It's still got a bit of wildness around the outskirts. So let's see, if we go back to the end of the 1990s, the Khmer Rouge were still active in the area, and they did several attacks on the casinos I mentioned earlier with rocket launchers and machine guns. So that's not that long ago, and the area was connected with bridges over the rivers that run through the region as late as the early 2000s. And before those bridges were put in, the way to get around, for most people at least, was by boat. There was, I think it was, I'm not sure about that, but I think it might have been an old Russian catamaran style, or not catamaran, hydrofoil style boat, I think. I never got to try that one, but I'd love to hear in the comments from anyone who did. Yeah, so I think it might have been an old Russian hydrofoil. But anyway, some kind of fast boat that used to run from here and run further along the coast, inland, into Sihanoukville, which is the main port of Cambodia. And that's how it was. But yeah, once the bridges went in, the boat service wasn't needed anymore, so, which is a shame actually. It would be a nice way to go. And yeah, then it became a thing with vans and buses going through. All right, so yeah, like I said, it's a kind of frontier town, wild place, illegal logging, endangered wildlife, poaching, gambling, prostitution, other illegal, everything illegal basically that you can think of. And yeah, Khmer Rouge thrown in there just to take it to the top tier level. So it's not that wild now, okay, but like I said, it's still rough around the edges. Anyway, this is the, hello, how you guys doing? Just walking, thanks, maybe later. So there's the Customs and Excise branch. Okay, so maybe they're keeping an eye on those kinds of things a bit more than used to be the case back in the day. Anyway, maybe. But this is the Riverfront Road, and this is the place where most of the foreigners usually end up staying. There used to be a couple quite cool guest houses along here that I think were run by foreigners who might have married local women. They seem to have disappeared since I was here last time, which was, well, must have been at least 3 or 4 years ago. So there's a few new places that have sprung up in their place, and there's some other guest houses in behind the streets to the left side as you go back through a few blocks. So the working harbor, the working port stretches along this part on the right. Lots of fresh fish brought in every day. So there are plenty of places to stay. I was a bit disappointed that my old favorite had closed down, but I found another place that's a bit nicer, even if it's more expensive, but okay. And you see we're coming into the area where there's a few food places and accommodation options here. And of course the tuk-tuk drivers hang out here.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? Hello. Hey. I have to say, personally, I've always liked Koh Kong. The first time I came through here 11 years ago, I just whipped through. I didn't stop. But it looked kind of intriguing from the bus window. And I thought, if I come back this way again, should have a look around. So the next time that I was swinging back through this way, I did stop in, had a look around, and I found that it was actually a really chill place, really laid back, with a fresh river breeze coming up from the ocean there, with some rooms overlooking the river. Hello, how are you doing? Interesting uniforms, what's all that about? It says number 32. Here's one up here. It says number 10. How many of these people have they got with these white uniforms, and what are they doing? So yeah, it's a working harbor along here, as I mentioned. So some new buildings that have replaced old guest houses. Some strange looking buildings. Here are all these birds. My gosh. These strange buildings with no windows. What's going on there? Is that where they keep the people who have to do those bloody telephone scam things? And they're not allowed out? Or I don't know. Nah. I don't know what those buildings are for. I'd love to find out. If it doesn't mean becoming a prisoner. So if you graduate from being a slave on a fishing boat, you might get promoted to be a slave in a call center somewhere around in the region. We're talking about in the region, not here. I'm speaking just in general about the region. And just to be clear, I've never heard of that stuff happening here. I like this place. I only have good things to say about it. On the right here is basically a fish market restaurant type setup. And I was in here earlier. They had unloaded a big batch of fresh shrimp straight off the boat, and they were sorting it. So you know, you cannot get much fresher than that, right? And then they can just cook it up for you just like that. Okay. Good option to get your hair done, keep yourself well groomed when you're in the frontier, on the frontier in the wild lands. Might be the wild lands, but doesn't mean your hair has to look wild, does it? No, it doesn't. Of course not. This yellow building on the left side used to be my favorite guest house, but it seems it's gone out of business, and I was very sad to learn that. I used to get a room up on the top floor there and sit out on the balcony with a cup of tea and have a little smoky and look out over the river, out to where the river flows out into the sea. So, but luckily there are a couple other options that have similar views along here. Okay, I just wanted to bring you guys to this little bridge here because it looks really cool. Very photogenic. I mean, how about this, right? Okay, we're gonna head back this way and take the right just here. Hello, chickens. This was once, or maybe the empty part, pretty sure it was once a little entertainment type place. Some years back. Here they've got massage, haircut, and hot talk. That's Vietnamese. It means something about massage, but I don't remember exactly, but yes. Have them all at the same time. Would be kind of entertaining, right? Well, this wall looks like a wall I remember. I'm sure there was another building there before. Also some kind of entertainment type place. Similar to the ones back there. Seems to be gone by the way. Like so much these days. So many changes in recent times. More than normal, that's for sure. The world's changing very fast. Some would say too fast. Some more massage places along here. And looks like some naughty dogs up here. This is where the naughty dogs hang out, eh? Don't be naughty. It's okay. Hey, don't be naughty. Be a good dog, eh? Be a nice dog. You're wagging your tail at least. Hey, that's a good start, isn't it? And I'll just walk backwards looking at you. And then you know I've got my eye on you, don't you? Right? And you guarding your patch. And speaking of your patch, that's actually the place I was thinking of with the wall there, not the other place further back there. I wonder if they still do any entertainment activities in there. It doesn't look like it. Unless you find it entertaining to be ripped apart by wild dogs. I guess some people might find that entertaining. Maybe not for themselves, but maybe for others, but who knows? Maybe for themselves, who knows? I mean, it's a strange world we live in these days, right? Should I go further down here? No, I think no point to go further down there. Let's head through this way. I'm just showing you guys a bit of a tour of what we could call the old town of Koh Kong. But as you can see, there are not a lot of old buildings around. Why is that? Well, could be historical reasons like some of the things I touched on earlier, maybe. Or maybe it's just that people knocked down the buildings. It is hard to say. Hey dog, it's not even late. Why are you barking? It's a bit early for that, isn't it? The sun's not even going down yet. Jeez, mate. Right. So, seems like the local dogs haven't seen many foreigners for quite a while. So they're a bit freaked out to see a long nose. Hello. Right, let's swing on down this way. You might not think it looks like much, but personally I find these little border towns to always be quite fascinating. Not a lot of foreigners tend to stop and hang around in them. And if they do, they don't really have a good look around. They eat a quick meal and get to bed ready to keep moving the next day. So you normally find that the vibe is quite different from most of the places travelers happen to frequent. It's an old place there. Little kids riding motorbikes. Of course, it's like that all the time, all over Southeast Asia. That's just the way it is. Quite shocking for Westerners to see that, of course. No helmets, quite normal. These kind of cultural habits, you know, they don't change easily, and if they do, it takes a long time. It's not because people don't know what happens if you fall off a motorbike, that's for sure. It's just that people think it's normal, and that's it, that's all. Interesting, these buildings with no windows, they seem to have a lot of birds hanging around them, making a lot of noise. Very interesting. Almost makes me wonder if there's some kind of a setup to get birds to nest in there, to harvest their eggs or something, I don't know. Or harvest their bird poop, or maybe harvest their bird nests, which can be made into bird nest soup, for example. But I don't think it will be easy to get them to do that. You need the right kind of birds. And from what I understand, this bird nest for that kind of preparation is very expensive, so I don't think that can be farmed like that. Or maybe no one's ever tried it, right? So there's another good business opportunity for anyone out there. I like giving out free ideas for people. Just don't forget my 10%. Okay, we're coming up on the main market of Koh Kong now. And I think we don't need to go all the way to the far corner of it. We can just swing through here. Because the next street up is, we've seen part of it already, and it's not really remarkable. You get the full effect along here. So I'm a big fan of Southeast Asian markets. If you've been following my channel in the manner of a cult worshipper who might hang around that place I showed you before, then you would have noticed that I like to check out a few markets in the region. Can really gauge a place from its markets. How clean the market is tells you a lot about a place, that's for sure. And of course, the kind of products and how much money people are spending and so on. So this market, you can buy all kinds of stuff, but you can also have something to eat and drink here, which is pretty cool. But I'm not going to go inside because I've shown a fair few markets in the last couple months, so I think we won't actually look inside. You can see from the side view there what's going on. What we want to do now is just head a little bit down here. And you can see just in front of me this roundabout, which basically marks the middle of the town, but I would say it's kind of the end of what you could call the old town, even though there's not a lot of old buildings. So the old town is on the left of us now, the area we've just walked through. So this pretty much marks the end of it. And if you turn right here, they call it Chicken Farm Road. So if you love chickens, it could be worth a look. And it's a nice roundabout, pretty cool. There used to be a very nice restaurant over there on the corner that was run by a foreign guy. I guess he had a local wife, a large fellow, and he was an interesting guy. He was a fixture here for a long time. He was definitely a go-to person if you wanted to find out anything. If you come into town from other parts of Cambodia, you're going to probably come in a bus or a van, and it's going to drop you off along here. And if you're trying to get out of town, you want to look around here for a ticket. This is the area where you're going to see places that sell tickets for vans and buses. Like basically between this roundabout and up to the next block, and up on the corner there on the right, at the corner of the next block for sure, I have seen plenty of vehicles pulling over there. So that's it for the little trip around. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode's walking tour, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't be late. Oh, what's inside here? Oh my gosh. Boy. So some interesting way to cook stuff, eh? Nice one. Thanks a lot. Looks delicious. Thank you.